What's up guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, let's add more of the things that I wish I knew earlier when playing ROX. This is basically the part 2 of our first tutorial. So if you haven't seen that, the link will be shown at the end of this video. But before we start the video, do you have problems AFK grinding in ROX? Do you always worry that you may overcharge or the battery of your phone, tablet, or laptop may overheat? Do you worry about your electricity bill when grinding using your personal computer that is running for days non-stop? Or do you encounter intermittent connection from your internet service provider, which disconnects your character when AFK grinding? Well, if that is the case, then UgPhone can solve all of your problems. UgPhone is a cloud phone that runs independently in the cloud, and it does not consume the memory or battery of your physical device. Even if you close the UgPhone app, your game will still continue to run in the cloud, which makes this the perfect phone for AFK grinding for 24 hours, 7 days a week non-stop.
Nice.
You can also run multiple instances of UgPhone in one account, which allows you to play and grind multiple games simultaneously. As you can see, my Shura and Royal Guard are AFK grinding at the same time. UgPhone is available in Google Play for Android, App Store for iOS, Windows Store for PC, and you can also use a web browser to run UgPhone. So if you want to try out UgPhone, you can use my link shown in the description below. And you can also use my invitation code, which really helps me out. So thank you guys, and thank you UgPhone for the sponsor. Now let's get back to the video. Before we go on to my list, I just want to thank everyone, especially those who liked and gave a positive feedback about my first video. I didn't really expected that video to pop off like that because most of the tips are really common knowledge nowadays, especially since the game is already 3 years old. However, I realized that not all the players in the game might know some of those things, especially if they are just starting to play ROX for the first time. It can also be a good reminder for veteran players since some of the tips that I give out are easy to miss in-game. So without further ado, let's start the list with a free teleport feature in the game. This feature can be unlocked in the early game and can be used up until the very late game. This is so useful and very convenient when trying to go to a different map, as opposed to walking around or riding your mount going to a specific location, which can take up a couple of minutes because of the multiple loading screens that you will encounter. When using this teleport feature, you can get to the desired map directly and will only cost you a few seconds in the process. This is very beneficial to players who are hunting MVP and mini monsters, as they can directly teleport to the MVP or minis map spawn. So how do you get or unlock that teleport feature? Well, it's very simple actually. You just need to give the Khafra NPC gifts in order to unlock this feature. To unlock Khafra's favor, you just need to use the teleport service 100 times, and you can send gifts to Khafra to complete the favor rewards. Once you reach 20% of her favor bar, you will get the W doll headgear as a reward. After that, once you reach 50%, you will unlock the teleport feature. However, it has a 30-minute cooldown. In order to lessen the cooldown, you need to reach 100% and you will have a cooldown of 10 minutes instead. If you're wondering what to give the Khafra NPC, she likes to have gardening materials as a gift, as well as the doll pendant. Make sure to not give her undead-like items because her favor meter will go down. And there you have it, a very simple feature but is very useful and convenient in ROX. As a side note to this topic, did you know that you can use the teleport feature to go on higher or lower levels of each map? The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I remember the scenario a few months ago about the use of this feature in the game. I was doing MVP and mini hunts and one of our party members was asking, "How are you getting to maps on higher floors or levels that fast?" So I told him to use the teleport feature to go to that map. And he was like, "Yeah, I'm using that. But I can only teleport to the base level of the map." And that's when I knew that he probably doesn't know that you can filter out all the levels of each map. So I decided to make a quick guide about this so that players will be knowledgeable moving forward. In order to show all the levels or floors for each map, just click your map and then click your world map at the lower right side of the window. Then click the Show Affiliated Areas at the upper right side of the screen. The button will show you all the floors and levels of each map, which you can then use to teleport into. And that's just about it. Moving on to the next item on our list, which is also related to the favor quest for NPCs. This is about a free stat buff that you can get from an NPC. And this buff will last for 30 minutes. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you guys probably know this by now. And this is the aerial buff. So other than getting a heal from aerial, you will also get a random stat buff that will last for 30 minutes. This buff is so useful in the early stages in the game, especially if you get the exact stats that you need. The stat buff can reach up to 50 points, for example, plus 50 strength or plus 50 vitality. That is a really big stat buff, especially if you're playing in a new server, where most characters are at a lower level and progression. Although, the downside of this is that the buff that you get is a random stat. But still, having a free buff every 30 minutes is something that can help most players in the game. So how do you unlock this favor quest? It's quite easy. To unlock the favor quest, just stay near Ariel for 5 minutes. And you will be able to unlock the favor quest to send her gifts in-game. Same with Kafra, the gift that Ariel likes are gardening materials, and the gift that she doesn't like are also undead-like items. Once you max out her NPC favor, you will start to get her buffs every time you are near the NPC. Another side note to this topic is that, did you know that you can also get a free buff when riding the carousel? The best part about this is that you don't need to unlock any quest or give gifts to any NPC. Just ride the carousel in Frontera Southgate and you will get the Good Mood buff, which increases your physical and magical attack by 1% and your movement speed by 10%. And this buff will last on your character for an hour. So if you want to get free buffs in the game, just go near Ariel in any city maps or ride the carousel in Frontera Southgate. On to the next item on our list. Now this is also pertaining to stat buffs in the game, and I think this is very underrated in terms of boosting your character stats. You can literally use these items in the early up until the late stages of the game, and these items are your food buffs. From basic food buffs that you can increase your basic stats like strength, agility, vitality, to a more advanced food buff that can increase your advanced stats like physical damage bonus, crit damage bonus, and more. These items are so useful in both the PvE and PvP aspects of the game, which is why I think more players should take advantage of these items, from clearing dungeons or instances in the game to fighting other players in PvP. You can easily have an advantage against mobs, boss monsters, and other players. On top of that, these food items are so easy to get in the game. The easiest way to get them are from your cooking life skill. Other ways of getting these items are from your Kingdom Pass rewards, and also from the Exchange Center. So again, take advantage of these items because you never know, you might have a ton of food boxes in your inventory, especially if you are active in completing your Kingdom Pass. And that's it for today's video. These are the things that came up in my mind as of this moment. These things are easy to miss or sometimes forgotten in the game. So reminding everyone about these mechanics or buffs can really make a difference in your gameplay. Once I have more tips for you guys, I will be uploading part 3 of this series. If you also have some tips about the game, you can write these down in the comment section below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like, and if you want to see more ROX content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. GG!
You're a superhero.